Hi guys, my name is Adibanji Oluwatoni and I'm the co-founder, CEO and CTO of CloutEye. Today I'll be walking you through a quick overview of how it works, what it can help you do, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so directly from your dashboard here, you see an overview of your accounts that you're currently connected and tracking. That's your own personal accounts or brand accounts that you're tracking. Here you see the three toggles where you can switch between the platforms you want to check. Specifically here, this basically provides all of them. You can switch between the accounts you want to view the information for. In this case, starting with ChildX, Twitter, you can see the basic information of what you would already have on your accounts, but then here you get to see more detailed information on what your engagement rate is, what your top post is that's performing, so you can see the structure and replicate if you need to. Here you can see the best time to post based on your post history. So we check through for the time that your post gets the best or highest engagement rate, and we identify that for you. We also show your audience mood or sentiment, how the audience currently feels around your content, what the conversation is on your accounts across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, or whatever accounts you've currently connected. Next on this side, what you have is an overview of every keyword you've connected or every hashtag you're currently tracking across different platforms. So what it does is checks the most recent posts, gets to make sure everything is up to date, to provide you information on what to post with. So the highest performing hashtag in this case, in this particular niche, is this, and you can see why. You have a basic overview of exactly why that is. You can also see, based on that particular keyword, the best time to post, how many posts were analyzed at this specific hour, because it's always refreshed hourly, to know, yes, across this particular time, across these platforms, this is the best time to post for this keyword to get the most reach, because that's when there's the most engagement. And then you also see, depending on the platform you're on, what sound is also trending for that specific keyword. So if there's any trending hashtag that you're trying to track, you can already see very clearly which sound is being used, and this is mostly isolated to TikTok and Instagram. So scrolling down, the next thing you see also is the competitors you are tracking across the different platforms. So in this case, I connected Davido as a competitor. I connected Childek and Piggyvest, and I can see not just basic data on their followers, but I can also see their engagement rate, how many times they post per week. So I can either find more information in my analytics page already. I have an idea of what their current performance is that week. And this is information that I would have had to say spend hours, maybe days scrolling, having to piece each information one by one. So I get that quick snap immediately. Then the next thing is, if I want to find out more information based on, say, whatever account I'm tracking here, because this just gives a basic overview, I can then request to have the full account analysis. So here, this is my accounts page showing me a more detailed breakdown on the accounts that I've connected. In this case, it's trying to provide me with the top, say, most important actionable points on what to do next or how to improve my engagement. So first of all, it can show me my top performing post this for this particular month period. I can see what to replicate. I can see the engagement rate. I can see the caption length that work for this. I can see the time that the post went live. I can also have an overview of the best time for me to post. I can have this basically heat map here showing the best engagement rates across a 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. period, basically across a 24-hour period, and I can see based on that what is my best engagement hour, what is my best engagement period, and how can I leverage on that. And it's always making sure it's up to date in real time, so it's not giving me the best engagement time, say from last week or last 2 weeks, but I know it's refreshed hourly or it can also be refreshed daily, so I know everything is up to date. So moving below that, I also get to see what is my top performing hashtag Also, I get to see some other ones that's basically what are the top hashtags that are driving my traffic currently within this period. I get to see that, I get to see the caption length, and I can either double down on it or see whatever else I want to do with that information. I can do it, maybe compare it to what my competitors are doing. Then, yes, if I want to then get more details on that, I can then go to my analytics page. But before that, I would also be showing you the keywords page, which that essentially shows me what the information is similarly across the platforms for the specific keywords I'm tracking. So in this case, I can see the best time to post, the hashtags to use, and what the audience sentiment is across that specific keyword. Then I can get more information, so I can see what to post, the best caption length, the sound to jump on, the best current performing formats for that particular post right now, and then the hashtags to use. I can also see when to post. That shows me the best posting window currently. It can show me who's winning. That it's highlighting the top five, the top four posts in that for that keyword in that moment. It shows me exactly what to replicate and it shows me exactly what hashtags those posts used. This is valuable information I would have to have spent so much time and resources on. So yeah, it's giving me that information very easily. And the next thing I'll be overviewing is the cost competitors page that tracks whatever competitor that's either in my space or I'm trying to find information on, find gaps on. It gives me a detailed analysis of that. So here is my competitors page. Here, these are the current competitors I'm tracking. Here, I'm tracking Davido on TikTok, Childek on Instagram, and Piggyvest on Twitter. And I can see detailed information on their engagement rates, their post per week, and their audience sentiment as well. I can see basically basic information on their accounts. I can also then see some information that they might not necessarily have. In this case, if I was also tracking a keyword relative to this particular competitor, I would also be able to see the share, their conversation share of that particular keyword. So maybe if I'm in a food delivery space and I'm tracking, say, quick delivery, I can see between myself and this competitor who has more of the share in terms of the conversations. So I get to track that as well. I get to also see the hashtags they are using to drive their most engagement. So I can position myself alongside these hashtags if I want to reach their audience too, without having to spend money on marketing, having to basically I've gone through a lot of the work that I've had to have gone into this research. I can see their best posts and I can study the structure that's driving this for them. I can see the time they posted it. I can also track their recent posts so I can get notified on, say, for example, if they post a new post and it's maybe really moving or the engagement rate is very high, I can get notified immediately and act on it. I can also track when they post their highest engagement posting time. So I can appear, say, 30 minutes before that if I want to reach their audience before them. So my content is already saturated and I can see their posts per week, and yes, that gives me basically actionable data on what my competitors are doing. But then to get a really detailed insight into that, that's what I find on my analytics page. Yes, so the analytics page is pretty straightforward. On this tab, I can see the accounts that I'm currently tracking. That's my own personal account. Here I can see my competitors and here I can see my keywords. Then a detailed overview here shows me first of all my content score against the keywords that I'm tracking. So in this case for Twitter, I'm only tracking Africa first. So I get my score against that. So that's cutting across my engagement rate, my timing alignments, the number of times I post per day, and my conversion rate on those posts. So I get a score for that. I also get notified that there are some specific things I could still do to improve that, which I'll get below. But then I get to see my average engagement rate and I get to see the score of how I'm performing against what the current median is for that specific niche. So it reveals what the niche engagement rates or some of these metrics look like, and then I get scored against those metrics. In this case, I see my timing alignment, how off am I from what the niche peak posting time is for this particular keyword. So I get to see that as well. I get to see how many posts a day I'm making. I get to see my conversion rate. Then I get scored against my competitors across these metrics: the average engagement rate, the post per day, time in alignment, conversion rate, and our content score. That's the basic overview of what our total score is. Here I can see, okay, there are areas where I'm performing better than Piggyverse, but then there are areas where I could improve. Then I see my priority actions of the things I should do right now to improve the specific score here. That's posting closer to the peak time. Here I mostly post around 10 a.m., but the peak time is around 10 a.m., but I mostly post around 1 p.m. So I can see what shift to make. I can also see that my conversion rate relative to my say likes or other kinds of engagement is quite low, because most conversations are not really happening on my posts. So I can see I need to maybe ask end posts with more questions, or really just get people engaged. So I can see that as well. I can basically identify gaps on that specific account, compare myself against any competitor I'm currently tracking. I can see what they're doing, what's working for them, and I know what to leverage on. So in this case, if I wanted to use this as an example, tracking child deck, I can see first of all basic information on them. I can also see the average engagement rate, the best time they post, the tags they use if I want to appear in front of their audience, the audience mood. So basically information that you can already find on the other pages in this case. Right now what we're really working on is really being able to integrate more of the data points we have in a context that really makes sense, not necessarily where you are being dumped with information, but you have actionable steps, actionable data points that you can leverage on. So you know this is what you need to do today to perform best against this competition. That's on top already what we're already providing for you. So you basically have more context. But that's the information you get here. Then on the keywords page here, you get information across the keywords that you're currently tracking. So the most important thing, first of all, is this score here. So we're giving you um, what's the noise around this particular keyword right now, around this particular hashtag you're tracking. So this is where you get to see before anything already peaks, you can already see whether the keyword is growing or whether there's activity around that specific keyword. So you see for different keywords, there are different examples, there are different scores, because there's different levels of activity or different levels of engagement on those specific keywords. So as the score starts to rise, then I can track, okay, the trend for this specific keyword. We also have notifications for, okay, this keyword is passing this specific threshold that you set, so you need to act on it immediately. Or say this keyword is really quiet, so don't necessarily use it yet. So if you're somebody that had already normally been posting blindly and using specific keywords thinking you're just driving traffic, we're actually able to provide you that context of now exactly what to leverage on yet, or maybe don't take this action yet, don't do this, and something like that. Like in this example, you're able to see based on that specific keyword, post around this time, not necessarily this time, around that specific keyword, pair it with this specific keyword, not necessarily that one. If you're going to use that keyword, pair it with a short caption, not necessarily just any caption at all. You're able to have that context. We're able to also provide you, based on that specific keyword that you're trying to use, these are the top performing posts right now, and you can either copy them or learn from them, or maybe match their structure. But basically you have that insight on this is exactly what is performing best for this thing I'm about to post on. I'm not just posting blindly. You can see the best time to post, you can see the hashtags they use, that's broken down into the niche hashtags. So say for keywords that you can pair with that are not necessarily open yet to a huge audience. They're not necessarily saturated yet. It's just a very small audience, but you can leverage on them. Then there's the moderate reach, that is more of an in between that you can leverage on. Then there's the high competition. These are already very saturated keywords. So pairing it with them wouldn't necessarily get you much engagement because it might get drowned in the noise. Then based on that, you can also see the sound to use. So in this case, it's TikTok, so we can provide context on for this specific keyword you're about to post on. Normally, posting blind, you just use maybe any song, or you would have to go through to find what specific song is being used on this. And in that case, you still don't have much context. But with CloutEye, you're able to get that context that for this specific keyword, this is a specific sound that's currently performing best for that specific keyword. This is already a sound that you might think is performing best, but is already saturated. And you can see how many views already, how many people have seen or heard those sounds already. So you know, okay, what's still early before it trends, but you can see that it's already about to trend, or what has already been released, been out there for a while, and has already saturated. You have that quick context of that information immediately. Then around the keyword, you can see the audience move, what the current engagement around that specific keyword is. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it something like a leverage on, or is it neutral? Then I can see for that specific keyword, who are the top authors for that specific keyword? Who are the leaders who have the highest engagement rates for that specific keyword? So I can also check their post, I can check the structure, and I can see what I can either replicate or leverage on, or add them as a competitor and start tracking them in more detail. So that concludes the demo. I hope I was able to give a good overview of how CloutEye works, what you can achieve with it. If you feel like it can add value to you as a content creator, as a brand, whatever the case is, or as a market researcher, social media, account manager, digital marketing manager, definitely feel free to reach out, try it out. Everything is currently fully bootstrapped, so everything you're seeing here is built fully in-house with myself and my co-founder. So if you're also really interested in what we're building, it's essentially supposed to be the social media intelligence layer across all social media platforms. Down our roadmap, we also have plans to integrate LinkedIn and YouTube. So it's essentially going to be like the Google, but for social media intelligence. So yes, we're currently raising $75,000 for our pre-seed. So if you're interested in conversing as well as an angel investor, you like what we're doing, you see the vision, especially for the content creator space in Africa, then definitely feel free to reach out. I'll continue providing updates on product development, marketing, some interesting customer conversations we might have. And thank you so much for being a part of the journey.